I'd like to thank the Kiwanis Club for inviting us here. Unlike many of my counterparts in counseling, this is my first year, and Kaylee was one of the very first students that I met when I walked into the school in August. And Kaylee came to me and said, "You and I need to talk. You and I need to figure out how I'm graduating on time and with my class." What she didn't tell me was what had preceded in the years prior, what caused and led to this moment in time where she needed really to figure out if she could or could not graduate with her class. And that thing that she didn't tell me is that she had struggled and was kind of trying on her own to overcome her own learning difficulties. And I find that so admirable that she was taking that on and kind of taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, and saying, "I am going to do this." And she said, "I've pretty much figured out how I think this is going to work. I need you to tell me if it will." And we mapped out in a brand new schedule to her. We went from a 6-block day to a 4-block day, if it was going to work. And she said, "I know this will work. Help me make it work." And even when I didn't think it would, she said, "It will. I know it will." And she was right. It was going to work. And because of her persistence and because of her commitment to her own education in spite of all that had come before, she's going to graduate on time, and she's going to graduate with her class. And in addition to that, she's quite talented and has now, for the last 2 years, been in Showcase for visual arts, and is quite talented young woman.
Boy, where to start with Daravia? Hey. Courageous is probably one of the main words that comes to mind with her. She has taken on some incredible challenges. The things Daravia has been through, I don't know many people that could have carried it on the way she has and become the person she is. Walking through the hallways, she's just energy and everything good that you would want in a student. Kids around her are uplifted by her energy, her spirit. Someone who could be very angry about life in general just doesn't. And Dave's someone to thank greatly for that. Just a true inspiration and an amazing young lady.
Imagine this. It's a November day, 2011. School is going on. Typical day. Your parents come to school and pick you up. You've just been diagnosed with cancer. You spend months at DeVos, struggling for your life. School reacts. Girlfriends are upset. Teachers don't know how to respond. It was easy for me to pick my winner for this year because this is Mariah, and she is a success story. And again, in her bio, put in there, how am I going to graduate? How am I going to graduate with my class? And she has done it, coming back from the hospital, going through summer school, taking online classes, and then going and attending class this year. Her activities and what, like I said, has uplifted the Fruitport community is, you can't compare it. And she's an inspiration. She's not afraid to talk about her illness, but to inspire others. And I like the best thing is live life till its fullest, because you never know what the next day is going to bring. So with that, I would like to present my winner for this year for Fruitport High School, Mariah Ackerman.
And so when my principal came to me and said, "Can you think of somebody for this award?" Jessica came right to my mind, and I asked Jessica to write out a little bit for me to understand where she's been and what she's went through. And so I'm going to read to you a little bit of what she said. 2012 was the hardest year I've ever lived through. I was suffering from severe and major depression, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, and anorexia. Last fall, I spent a month in Forest View, last October, and when I was discharged, I decided to patch up the holes in my life I considered my future and the person that I really knew I could be. I needed an education. My grades went up to mostly all A's with the help of my English teacher, my math teacher, my psychology teacher, and my school counselor. While trying to catch up on my schoolwork and jump back into reality. I couldn't have done it without them. I am grateful for them. When Jessica came back to us after her stay in Forest View, she was timid and she was shy and she was scared, but she was very, very determined to do well her senior year. When I looked up her GPA as I was getting ready to come today, I noticed that in her freshman, sophomore, and junior year, she had solid GPA, 3.1, but this year she maintained a 3.709, and that's including all of the work that she had to make up while she was at Forest View. And she was taking a psychology class when she came back, our regular psychology. She was very, very interested in this course, and her and the teacher decided that she could do an independent study for AP Psychology, where she continues to study that today, AP Psychology, earning A's in that course as well. She's also part of our varsity soccer team, and she's continuing to do well in that area. She volunteers at a local animal shelter called Michelle's, helping rescue and adopt out cats and dogs. And she has developed an online account where she helps other students and chats with them about some of the same struggles that she has had. And so it is my pleasure to award Jessica this year with our award from Mona Shores.
This is Kaylee Denhof from North Muskegon. There we go. Am I coming through better? Okay. It's my pleasure to help her receive the Kiwanis Award today. We started thinking about who to give this award to this year, and Kaylee came to mind. In terms of obstacles, I don't have a lot to draw from because she went to Reese Puffer for a time and then came back to us in the middle of her senior year, sort of, at least in the middle of the fall. And I guess that was one obstacle, to switch schools in the middle of a semester is difficult. One of the things that comes to my mind with Kaylee, ever since first time I remember even talking to her was in 8th grade, and I felt like I was talking to a 25, 35-year-old person. She was very specific with a bunch of questions about her 9th grade schedule. And I realized then that she's very articulate, and she has a great deal of empathy for other people, which fits into her career goal of nursing. But beyond that, she made a statement that stood out to me in her biography here I'd like to read. She says, "One day I just realized if you ever felt bad about yourself, why would you make another person feel like that? I've tried to become a person that's worthy of respect, and I pushed myself to accomplish goals that I've made for myself." And that really encapsulates who she is in life. As far as other community service activity, I know one that really impressed me was actually picking apples and making apple pies and giving them to the homeless shelter of Muskegon. So I thought that was kind of a neat activity. She has quite a laundry list of them here, but in general, she came to our mind because she's articulate, she's assertive, and she's empathic, and we're all very proud of her at North Muskegon. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us. It's a privilege to be here. We have 3 counselors at Muskegon High School, and we talked, who can we bring to this awesome event? And Maalik just kept popping up in my mind. Maalik I look at him kind of like he's 25, 30 already with everything he's done. He's been through a lot through his K through 12 experience, back and forth with mom and dad, foster, all that. So I'm going to let him speak a little bit about himself and his future and all of his great plans. But yeah, thanks for having us. Go ahead.
Well, I had a steady home. I've been moving around. I've been in foster care since I was about 8 years old. And I was adopted 12, 13 years old. And my adopted parents weren't all that great. They didn't really treat me all that well. So, but now they kicked me out when I was 18 and I started moving around. I'm basically now I'm in a stable home right now. But whatever doesn't kill you always makes you stronger. That's how I always look at it. And I'm still focused. I know what I want to do since sophomore year. I wanted to major in business. And I plan on going to MCC for the first year for entrepreneuring. Right now, I'm doing taxes at Vita Industries. Yeah, I plan on doing that too. And I also had an intern at Consumers Energy. So I'm basically just moving around trying to find different things. I also work at the radio station, 103.7 The Beat, and I'm going to start a corporation with them. Yeah, I'm an artist there too. So basically, I'm just working on different things, trying to, fix, get ready to do different things. But yeah.